Well, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here. I will tell you a little bit about a project that I'm doing with the province and together with the University of Groningen and the Ontwikkelfabriek. And it's sustainable cost-benefit analysis. Yes, I will tell you a little bit about the mission first, then about the method, and then about the tool. An introduction, first a little bit about me. Well, my name is Jeanine. I'm a digital designer and UX researcher and designer. UX stands for user experience. What I like to do in my work is take all kinds of information and structure it, order it. I love to color code things, so therefore this image. I was approached by Simon because in the province they work mission-based, and as projects have more complex and more goals and categories to aim for, to develop or to contribute to, it's rather complex to show where your project contributes to. So for project owners, it's quite a large task to show and prove, and even for themselves understand where their project actually delivers value. It could be a little bit like being lost in a forest. You can be lost in the information that's available, not knowing where you can find the information. And there's a lack of a goal and method to show where your project actually delivers. For this reason, the province reached out to Frans Seidsma, who's also here from the University of Groningen. And in his research report, he developed a method that consists of three strategies. You may know for sure one of them, maybe all three. The first one is the Sustainable Development Goals, the second one is the ecosystem services, and the last one is the broad well-being or broad prosperity. There is the MCCBA stands for multi-criteria cost-benefit analysis. This is a rather large assessment method that requires months and a team of researchers. And Frans, with his research report, developed a method that is a quick scan in which he made a quantifiable method to assess your project based on these three constructs. If you see this slide, you see that that's still a rather large list of goals and sub-goals. So under each of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, there is a long list of other sub-goals that you have to walk through to see if your project has any kind of relevance to it. So instead of being lost in the forest, there's now a path, but it's quite a challenging one. And for some, it might even be a very, very challenging one. As we want to encourage everyone to get at least involved in doing the assessment, I work now together with the Ontwikkelfabriek and Frans to develop a tool that guides you, tells you along the way where to go. You always have a clear idea where you're at and what steps to take next. We will develop a single tool that is, we're focusing on tablet now, that will be available on mobile and computers as well. It is the quick scan in which you have all information available. So all information about the methods, about the goals, about the sub-goals, a guide to which steps to take, how does it work. You can create your own account. Therefore, you can always pause and resume, have an overview of projects you assessed in the past. You can review them again in the future. For both yourself and your account and for the research, you can fill in details about the project. Things as location, when the project was started. These details can be transferred to a project page, which also holds your results. That can also be posted on a website. So aside from having your own personal account and space where you have an overview of your projects, it can also lead to a sense of community, because there will be a website that holds all the projects. And you can see what other projects are in your area, because you fill in the location, and maybe even find inspiration from other case studies. One unique thing that we use to tackle the long list of goals and sub-goals and categories is also an idea that Frans started in his research, is a video-guided assessment, where you have a video that displays different types of content, images, that makes it easier to relate your project to these goals. Along the video on your screen, you can see the different goals. So for the Sustainable Development Goals, this unfortunately is the ecosystem services, but for the Sustainable Development Goals, you will have 17 sections in the video. And when you recognize something that's related to your project, you can mark it. And when you go to the next screen, then you will find a pre-marked list. So it is focused on the parts that you see as relevant to your project. And therefore, you don't have to go to the long list, which could hold up to almost 170 sub-goals. This step, we hope, will encourage people to not be overwhelmed by the long lists, and you can pause it, so it's lower barrier to get started with the assessment. Initially, we started developing a concept for the mobile. This was a rather complex concept, as it's a very small screen with a lot of text and images. So we switched to doing it on a tablet. In the future, we want to have a mobile version as well. I would be happy to hear if you have any ideas to in which format this could be interesting to you. If you have a project that you like to assess, would you want to do it on the go when you're on the train, or doesn't matter? And that was it. It's very short. Yeah.